My Van and Melonin, and well met indeed. I'm Uruk-hai, head of the running team behind Divide and Conquer. Welcome back to the same as we continue on with Isengard. We are tactically retreating. I'm fairly certain we've done this already. My memory is sketchy, but we're tactically retreating from Ginyard because Captain Galu-Isen has a superior army. We've pulled the bulk of our forces back to the highly defensible Hornburg, where Ugluk will lead the defence. Saruman and Lurtz and a few choice units are heading back to Isengard to retrain and take command of a newly recruited army that is preparing to deal with Galu-Isen. So we will lose Ginyard and those 17 horsemen who... It just seems silly to even just abandon them for absolutely no reason. We might as well just completely pull out and save them for a later date. As someone suggested in the comments, which I did not notice, Dwyn here did do something. He attacked Enedwaith and has claimed Druaithior for Gondor. So Gondor now border us on the west and will soon, one hopes, border us on the east as well. So our enemies draw in. Although we're not at the moment at war with Gondor, of course, and I don't have any great plans to be at war with Gondor. And hold up, everybody. Rohan have just buggered off. What could possibly have convinced them to not bother taking Ginyard? I mean, if that's the case, we'll pull most of the army out and hold Ginyard. Why? Unless he's in the trees. Unless he's in the trees. Ah, Khand has decided to stand with Mordor. That's disappointing. So Mordor will definitely win in the east. Ginyard has rioting because of my abandonment. What to do? Derworth, can you train another unit? Yes, you can. Perfect. So send that one up to Folberg and send that one out to Ginyard, where the larger unit size should hopefully keep them up happy. But I don't know if Galu-Isen has gone into the trees or if he has actually just sodded off. It's very frustrating. Don't do that one. Retrain that one. That's going to be retrained. I'll take them, and then we'll go with some Reavers as well. We've got a lot to be. We'll be ready in a moment. We're making quite a considerable amount of money now. We should focus that on places... well, Derworth is our most secure location at the moment, unless Gondor decide to rise in fury. But it can't really do anything. We could get roads, but we're way away from that. Hunting Lodge is an option, which would see our income go down by the looks of it. So farms at the moment are 136. It would add 60 gold per turn. And it wouldn't affect trade at all or taxes. So we're paying 1,890 for 60 gold and a possible increase in population growth. Similarly here, farm's currently giving us 73. Add that in and it adds another 73. But I mean, it's 73 more than we've got, isn't it? But let's try to Melkor Hornburg so that we can get a secondary recruitment centre up. Because with that many people in it, it will be growing in our culture quite rapidly. So if we can get the shrine up, they'll like us an awful lot more in time. But for now, that one we can end the turn. Ah, there's Galu-Isen. He has come back. The empty settlement was beneath him. He wants a fight. He doesn't want to just waltz in and claim it. No, no, no. So now that we've put a garrison back there, he's like, oh yeah, I'm interested again now. Trying to get an easy win for the publicity in Rohan. Who would have thought that the politics of the modern world would come to Middle-earth? Disgraceful. The Blue Wizards have attacked Khand because Khand has not joined them. Quite the ultimatum. Ginyard's been repaired. Isengard built a leather tanner, which probably will see a lot of things retrained. Nope, barely nothing. Basically nothing. Right, so you're going to be completing a turn, so you two. Then you're going to take one turn after that, so will you. You guys take one turn. And you can do 5 at once, and you're about to lose 3, so you gain all 3 of them. So if we leave it like that, that will be everything done. So we'll chuck them in to be the garrison after we're completed. We still make a ton of money.
Sleep in here.
And again, I'd like to try and turn places to our favour. Oh, you are in our favour. So the only reason we don't get free upkeep here is because we don't have a camp guard yet. So we'll try and get one of those in Folberg, get some free upkeep. Yeah, that's an extra 210 a turn. Nothing to scoff at. Unending Horseman, going back to there. Can you retrain as well? Oh, yes you can. So we'll take them to retrain instead of another unit of Reavers. And have at least 2 units of cavalry, or 3 in fact. It's not the best army, but we'll take a large chunk of what Ugluk has in there, because we don't need it all to sit there and do sod all. And we'll merge the two together and hit Gleothane. Wow, they are going to take Ginyard. And again, he's disappeared. I don't really want to engage him in open battle. That's the one downside, obviously. But then, we get such good anti-cavalry options. And as much as the AI does often show some skill with cavalry, the majority of the time they still use cavalry like someone who has no idea how cavalry works. And they'll charge up their cavalry into one of your units. They won't really look who they're charging at. They'll hit your spearmen for some bizarre reason. And boom, their army's dead. No, that is indeed as intended. Yep, we get such free upkeep in Isengard. We're about to lose all of that, of course, remember. Oh, but we did get the Camp Guard in Foldberg, that's good. And the Hornberg can now recruit those mercenary-style units. Rhodes really is what I'd prefer to be honest. Well, Ginyard having Rhodes would be best. But anyway, there's Gleothane down there. Right, now this turn, our army will be ready. And we will march out. Reclaim Ginyard, possibly. And maybe press for Edoras itself. I'd really like to fight in Edoras again. So, if we can, we want to catch them with a small garrison and attack it. Much like we did the Hornberg. Because I want to actually show the settlement. Because they're in the game and they look good and they're cool. So we should try and fight at them. If for no other reason other than to show you that they do work. And that you can fight at them on the campaign. Right, the army from Isengard is ready. Out we come. And we're now losing 1,000 gold a turn. No surprises there.
Get ready for
we won't pull the army out until Saruman is right next to the Hornberg, and then we'll take the bulk of Ugluk's forces as well. Although we can only actually take 4 units. But everything coming from Isengard is now fully retrained and ready. So we stand prepared. We should use this 2,000 gold to at least build something before we run out of all of our cash. So main contenders are hunting lodges or hunting huts. Well, it can't be Foldberg because that's building the barracks. You could get a leatherworker, Ballastor, or armory, so you're out. Eisen Run, Leather Tanner. A Leather Tanner gives a flat income of 40, so does a butchery. The leatherworker gives 60, so that would give a flat income of 60, whereas that would give a potential of 60. But no, I'm going to go for that. I am going to go for that. Because I'm fairly certain that has longer benefits over time, whereas the flat 60 benefit will lessen. There we are, he's attacked. Aldwini, what do you bring? Oh, if only we had stakes. If we had stakes, I could definitely see us winning that. But Ginyard doesn't have any towers of note. It's an awful battle map. So I'm going to auto-resolve to take the clear defeat. If Ginyard was still a town used by the people, then I would definitely agree to defend it. Someone suggested something that actually I think has merit, but may not come to fruition. I'll talk more about why not in a moment. But someone suggested that the orcs, rather than building their own really crappy castles or crappy towns, what about instead if the orcish towns were the basic Northman towns on the battle map, but with then orcish features? So, for example, every now and then there'd be a load of orc tents instead of a house, and there'd be a lot of ruined buildings dotted around. So instead of them tearing down these giant stone walls and putting up their own wooden encampment, why not have them repurpose the citadel for their own needs? And I think that is absolutely brilliant. I can't believe we didn't think of that before. But one of the key downsides, of course, would be that the orcish towns all have to look the same. So if you took over a Gondorian town, which of course has a unique battle map, and you upgraded it to an orcish large town, it would revert from a Gondorian themed town to a Northman themed town. So there'd be a little break of immersion there. Like, this would be particularly prevalent, of course, with elven and dwarven cities. because elven and dwarven towns and cities are totally unique compared to, like Gondor and Northmen at least share a common theme. Their layouts are the same, the walls are all virtually the same, they just have different tiles basically. But the elves, of course, have totally different buildings, totally different themed, and the dwarves don't even have a standard town, they have a really bizarre shaped town. And it's very much more like an actual fortress. So there'd be a bit of a break of immersion, but you'd get rid of these absolutely god-awful, useless orcish encampments, which I am desperate to get rid of. So I really like the idea. But the reason that I say it may not come to fruition, and perhaps I'm just overly pessimistic when it comes to these things, but of late, modding in Divide & Conquer has dropped off quite significantly, and chiefly, the main person who does our battle maps, a gentleman called RK. I am just going to punch straight for Edoras, by the way. A gentleman called RK. He hasn't been heard of in the modding team now, I realised the other day, for quite some months. I don't know where he's gone. He hasn't posted or commented in the Divide & Conquer Discord for a long while. Now, this is fairly common, and people go long periods without messaging, but it is often the precursor to sort of stopping overall. Because if someone's going on holiday or something like that, they always say, oh, I'm off on holiday for 3 weeks, or for a month or whatever, or 2 weeks or a week, and so we all just know roughly they're not going to comment, they won't be around. Oh, the clans of Enedwyth want an alliance. Oh, that's interesting. That's because they're up against Gondor. Yeah, go on then.
We cannot
Let's turn all of Enedwyth against them. So RK is a bit AWOL at the moment, not really sure of his presence. I myself haven't done very much modding at all recently, and I was thinking the other day, like, oh dear, I've done like virtually no modding. Version 4 is so nowhere near being ready. Hummingbird is plugging away as he always is, which is why Hummingbird, you absolutely, if you are listening, should have taken over from the leadership 2 or 3 years ago when I proposed stepping down.
Sleeping here.
Oh, Dunland, you absolute morons. We're forming a grand clan united. Oh, now you force my hand. Who do I think is better, Dunland or the clans of Enedwyth? Dunland probably are stronger, let's be honest. We don't have enough information really to judge our decision at the moment. But I would have thought Dunland probably are stronger than Enedwyth. By Dunlendings on the clans of Enedwyth. We can only remain allied with one of these two people. Would you prefer it with the aggressor? No. Let's roll the dice. We're standing with Enedwyth. And in order to show our solidarity...
Get ready for fighting.
we've hit Edoras. And yes, they've hardly got anyone in it. You morons. Gleothane will not allow that to pass, though. Surely he'll head back. And we'll attack them earlier. No, they've got quite a few infantry, actually. They thought about it. The Hornburg army is going to have to stay there for now, but I wanted to pull that one back and hit Dunland with it. Catch them unawares.
Greetings, most noble ally.
Dear, oh dear. Very disappointing turn of events, isn't it? Right, what's Rohan going to do? Oh, they've gone for the Hornburg with Gleothine. You utter morons! King Theoden is trapped in your historic and ancient capital city where the bulk of your people live, and you've decided to go and reclaim the Hornburg, which means nothing anymore. We wiped everyone out, Rohan. There aren't even slaves we're keeping. They are all dead. You will be the lords of nothing. Fools. Edoras siege, damn bloody right. Not only is Edoras sieged, but against all my... Look, I know that we shouldn't assault Edoras, and in the perfect world, we'd wait out 12 turns. We'd barely have to fight them, we'd then go on with a massive army. But this campaign, I feel, is strongly leaning now towards we've already won it. So, with that in mind, I'm going to attack Edoras because it will be far more interesting to see a battle with an army garrison of that size, plus probably the 5 units they're about to get, than it is to wait and see them attacked with basically nothing. So Captain Erwin is coming in, but he's just got cavalry. And Theoden Anu is that. Theoden Ednu. He has 3 Westron defenders. That's not as many as I thought they were going to have. We have got a good force. There's a lot of half-orcs in there, which is absolutely perfect. Got a couple of ranged units. We've got Saruman, we've got Lurtz. We've got 2 wargs and a Dunlending horse unit, which won't be of any use whatsoever. Now here's where I'm going to eat my words, and it's going to crash because for some reason Edoras is going to be broken. Keep our fingers crossed, our toes entwined, and wait. Huzzah! Edoras and the Golden Hall of Medusel. Now, fun fact for you. One of the absolute best locations to talk on a tangent, I'm afraid, but it's so fitting right now. In New Zealand, in the region known as Canterbury, you will find a fantastic location called Mount Sunday, and it is where they filmed all the scenes of Edoras. And it is indeed iconic. I would recommend you look up Mount Sunday online and see what it looks like without Edoras on it, because it is so recognisable as Edoras that even when all the buildings are no longer there, it just blows you away. And it is by far the most amazing location we went to in New Zealand. Partly, of course, because you can so picture the filming of Edoras and the stage that they created for Edoras. But also, it's just so picturesque. The mountain stands alone in a vast valley, much like it does in this battle, actually. And the mountains stretch all the way around the edges, far down and to the base of the valley, and then beyond in the other direction. And it's just, words could not describe it. It was such an amazing location. And I would readily recommend that if you're going to New Zealand, definitely visit Mount Sunday. You can drive to Mount Sunday. It is a dirt track, or a gravel path rather, but you can drive to it. And even though, if you hired a camper van like we did, even though they do ask that you don't drive on gravel roads, if you don't tell anyone and you drive slowly, you'll be alright. And it was just fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Anyway, we don't need the towers. They are not useful because Edoras has that little crappy wall. We do need to break through in multiple locations though, because we don't want to be trapped. You're half horse as well. Right, pikes. Where is the other army coming in from actually? Is it going to be over there somewhere? You're going to go with them because you're anti-cavalry. And you guys can go because you're not the best fighters really. Right, we'll start the battle. Let's have a look. Oh, I should have turned off the timer because this might be a slog. There's only one way up, actually. It doesn't matter how many breaks in the wall we make. The whole army, by the looks of it, is literally standing on top of each other there. No, where's Theoden? He has Royal Guard, doesn't he? Ah, because we can't see them because they're on the other side of the hill. There we are. He's down there somewhere. That's probably him there, one wonders, in fact. Yes, that definitely is. There he is, on the edge. Right, so the cavalry will be absolutely useless. And something I did just think is, yes, we want to kill the cavalry outside the city, but the pikes will be fantastic at killing cavalry in the city. So let's make sure we go and do that. Break down that wall. So I want to take all of you. You're going to come with me. Lurtz and those spear units, you're going to head off the cavalry that's coming in from the pass. And I tell you what, no, we want the archers to rain down on the city. So archers, don't fire yet. I don't know if these towers shoot at people. I would suggest they probably will not shoot at us. Only because RK was systematically sort of going through and adding arrow towers to all the places where they didn't exist until that point. Sorry, my words tripping over myself. And I don't think Edoras has been done. But also, they're not even bothering to stand near us, so we are unlikely to hit them. Just seeing this battle map is just totally taking me back. If I remember, I'll flash up a picture of Mount Sunday that I took while I was there on the screen when I was blabbering about it a moment ago. Just so that you can all see what I'm actually talking about and see the difference. But unfortunately, it was taken on a phone camera that is now quite some years old, so it will be a bit blurry. You'll get the gist. At the moment, other mobile phones are available, of course, but I have a Samsung S10, and I cannot believe how good quality cameras are on phones now. It's just mind-blowing. Right. You're in position. You just turn and face there. You turn and face there. You keep running over there. Let's angle round. You stop what you're doing. Get into a position. They've gone for Lurtz. Right, come off of it. Go. Break in. Go, 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 go. No, they're charging at you. Stop! Spears down! Spears down! Yes, perfect. They didn't actually charge you, so it didn't make any sense.
If we continue...
Now, there's a very real risk that Lurtz is going to die here, so if we can get to him quickly... Yes, Captain Eoin has already fallen. The Rohirrim... Oh, and the Wargs are in position now. You're not getting through, Rohan. Your king will die, and it is all your fault.
The battering ram is in place. It'll not be long before our enemy's defenses fall.
How much warning did you get, Rohan, that we were coming? How many of your people have died or fled back to this place, warning you of the tide of Isengard? Did you pay heed, Theoden? No, you did not. And now you will pay for your arrogance. Your people will pay, your very walls will fall. Nothing but death will come to your people now. Well done, everyone over here. The Wargs will finish up those scouts, don't worry about that. Pull yourselves back. Lurtz's little anti-cavalry battalion has performed better than expected. The gate's down, but we need the walls to go down too. Yes. Keep up the speed at ×6. Wow, that's taking ages to fall, isn't it? Blimey! The walls here are actually really strong. It's a shame that the gate isn't. He's really plugging away, isn't he? Almost there. We don't need to wait that long. I don't know why I am. We were just wasting valuable time. Someone posted a question. Oh, hang on, actually, I need to cough. Let me just take a drink. Someone posted the question. I thought spear units were no longer good against cavalry. But no, that is absolutely not the case. Previously, spear units in Divide and Conquer and in Third Age, they had a feature about them that meant that they were excellent against cavalry, but with a payoff that they were absolutely atrocious against infantry. Any sword and board unit would massacre your spears, no matter how elite they were, but your spears would decimate cavalry. So what we did is, with a very simple tweak and a small change, we adapted it and amended it. So instead, spear units are now very good against cavalry rather than excellent against cavalry, but the payoff is now that they're slightly better against anything else. Because it just wasn't really wholly realistic. Like, I appreciate sword and board units arguably are much better suited to taking on shield units, spear units, and spear units would suffer. But they wouldn't get absolutely wiped out with with 0 kills. That's just unrealistic. So we adapted it so that the spear units would now actually do something. Now we're getting shot by them on top of the hill, aren't we? Riddermark cavalry skirmishers are going down. Come on! Right, we're going up the hill. Spears first. Lurtz's battalion is going to win the day here.
Like this, we will smash the enemy.
Right, there we are. That's the skirmishers down. Right, unfortunately... Oh, no, they've got the infantry on top of the hill. We're sending in the wrong units. We need the armor piercers to go in. Because their cavalry hasn't bothered with us. Their cavalry's all the way over there. In fact, audacious plan. No, it would take so long. I was going to take the siege rams round and come in on the cavalry from that side and trap them, but we don't need to do that. We just need to keep this lot in position. Keep them ready. Charge you lot up the hill. Go, 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 go. Ah, bugger, they've moved in at the same time. Oh, and here comes the cavalry. Alright, so this massive units that we have here. Don't be in defensive mode. Let the slog begin! We're fighting uphill, so we absolutely need to take this hill quickly. Do we have anyone that goes into shield wall? We don't, do we? And our archer units aren't doing anything at the moment. You must be able to shoot them, surely. Move faster, into position. They can't shoot. How can you not shoot them? Even arcing shots. I'll take your arcing shots. We've got some axes in reserve. We are slowly making ground on that hill. Their cavalry we are absolutely not afraid of. Their cavalry here is just going to be nothing. We'll down that with ease. We've got to take the top of this hill. Mostly I'm thinking about the time. If Rohan just had a few more units, they'd be able to just see out the clock here and we'd end up losing. But I think, because we've killed quite a few already and we've still got well over half the time to go, I think we're going to be alright. Can you guys sort of break over there? Yeah. And then we can kind of widen our front a bit. You guys go with them. Let's zoom in, sorry. There we are, yes, now we're hitting them in two sort of like two separate locations kind of. But we don't need to involve everyone because the whole battalion takes stamina damage if even one of them is fighting. So try and pull some of them out so that they're not losing their desire to fight, even though hardly any of them are fighting. I don't think they're going to be needed at all, actually. Can you just completely run away? We'll pull you in if we need you. And the rest are on their way. Soon we'll be able to... Wow, we may even be able to do that now. Crossbows, go and get up there. Go on, run. Just run in, just get closer. There we are. Ah, yes, it totally works. Move into position there. If we can squeeze them out of the square as well, I've just realised, we're about to win the square victory because they're not going to be able to push us back. Just so we're actually going to win in a short time once we can... Oh no, look, they're really pushing on the square now. Dear oh dear. Spoke too soon. Theoden is going for it. He's charging in. Where's a Dunlending pikeman to bring down... Come on! Come out of the shield, spear wall. Wow, they're really forcing us back, aren't they? Let's! Oh dear, we've taken a pounding there. Absolute pounding. Right, those units that have not yet been called. Prepare. You may be required.
Alright, ready.
Put those two down at the bottom there. You can move back up to the hill. What a steep path this is. I don't think we... Ah, they're out of arrows anyway. You can fire, go on. Even the arcing shot's not going to work here. Theoden's flag bearer is down. It's only a matter of time before the king himself will fall. Well, I don't know where he is. He was leading the charge though. He was right in amongst them. Another bodyguard goes. Oh, there he is. He's nowhere near the danger. Can you imagine if a passing crossbow bolt got him? That would be fantastic. He's breaking into the battle. He's caught in the fray. Spearmen, do what you... Oh, no, they're half-orc Vanguard. There's a spear on the right there. Sweep the legs. The horse's legs. Sweep the horse's legs. We've got plenty in backup if they do start to get ground on us. Oh, no, they're getting massacred. Absolutely massacred.
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
Where is he now? Ah, standing up over there. Where are the Dunlending pikemen? Ah, they're on the left-hand side. They're not near enough. The bolts still rain down on the back. They're getting quite a few kills. Not as many as I would like. I just saw Saruman was able to shoot them. Ah, but he's shooting us mostly.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their...
I really want to charge everyone else in, but it's just not going to do anything, is it? Let's keep it at ×6. It's just a massive maelstrom of a melee. Go on. He's right in front of you. Go on. Come on! Yes! He's down. Theoden King is no more. Rohan's last hope has fallen with the city he clings to, he loves so dearly. It is nothing more. Fresh troops. Just charge everyone in, what the hell.
Our men no longer command the city.
In we go. Saruman. Pull up to the top of the hill, man. They can't even retreat, because to retreat would be to pull back to this point. Seems to me to be a bit of a flaw of the settlement that the square is not outside of the Medieval, and I appreciate that in order to have the square outside of here, you'd have to totally change the layout, and it would be a bit unrealistic, because either all these buildings would have to go to have the square, or you'd have to really widen this plateau. But it just strikes me as being much better. Oh, we just won. I'm not sure how. It just strikes me as being better because then you can defend here, then you can defend at the top, then you can defend here, and then you can even squeeze them in this tiny gap here. And it just gives more. It's something that I would definitely ask RK to do, but again, as I earlier mentioned, I'm not sure RK is. I don't know where RK is at the moment, so that's not generally possible. 301 kills, Half-Orc Baneguard, very well done indeed. Half-Orc Baneguard, 283 kills. Berserker's got 212, that's Lurtz, well done Lurtz. Although all thanks Sentries took more with 214. So the Baneguard getting a much more than the cavalry kills, and that's understandable because cavalry battalions normally have about half the men of foot battalions. Half the number, sorry, of foot battalions. So, there's more to kill. And they've done that successfully. And Edoras falls. Now, there will be a last stand army for Edoras, so we are going to come up against it. And, of course, I imagine Glearthine will continue with his assault on Helm's Deep. So we've got that to face as well. Unless this wipes Rohan out. I don't know. We just... Did they have an heir? Can you imagine if it did? Exterminate them all. No, it's not going to wipe them out. Anything here that's totally useless to us? Horse Breeders Guild. We'll burn that with delight. Chicken farming doesn't do anything for us. We'll burn that. Otherwise, we can use everything else. Medicel gives us nothing other than another diplomat. But we should be making money now, yes. And we've got the fort up there if we need it. Well done, everyone. Absolutely smashing victory. The forces of Rohan will soon bleed away to nothing. But, for now, I'm going to end the episode. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. I do hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. And, the other video this week will probably be Skyrim, to be honest, because I enjoy that more than Warhammer. And don't tell anyone. But, whereas next week, of course, we'll get back to being one Warhammer, one Skyrim. Warhammer is very much just happening in the background, partially for me to improve on my own skills, but also to sort of dive into it, because there's going to be a Warhammer 3 as well, and so it's very much the path, of course, that Total War is taking, and I do quite enjoy it. Although I'm not all that bothered about the Troy, the Saga one, though, if I'm honest. I probably won't even bother with that. But anyway, that's all irrelevant. But for now, and until we speak again, Navar Naden Pedamad Melonin, and farewell.